This is Jim Kukrow, founder of the Author Marketing Institute, and you're listening to the Author Marketing Podcast. If you're unfamiliar with the Author Marketing Institute and this podcast, you can learn more by visiting www.authormarketinginstitute.com. It doesn't matter if you're a first-time author or a seasoned bestseller, you should consider becoming a member of the Author Marketing Club. Over 25,000 writers choose to subscribe to the Author Marketing Club for assistance in marketing their books and finding new readers. Are you looking for more reviews? Get instant access to the Reviewer Grabber tool and get connected with Amazon's top reviewers who have read similar books to yours. Want to make your book description stand out? Use the Book Description Generator tool and add bold headlines and bullet points to your description, all without needing to know fancy HTML code. And those are just a few of the best-selling author tools AMC provides. Author Marketing Club also gives you opportunities to promote your book out to thousands of readers. Start your free membership today at www.authormarketingclub.com and join thousands of writers using the club to improve their writing success. Now, with that out of the way, let's move on to today's topic. 7 steps to getting more reviews on your book. When you don't have a large author platform, getting positive reviews, and lots of them, is one of the best ways to get readers. Reviews can seem like a catch-22 sometimes. You might say to yourself, I need readers to get reviews, but I also need reviews to get readers. All up-and-coming writers must deal with the same seeming contradiction. Fortunately, there is a process you can use to gather more reviews on your book. If you invest the necessary time, energy, and money into building up reviews, then you'll find new readers for your work. Here's a 7-step process for getting your book from 9 or fewer reviewers into the double or triple-digit reviews. Number 1, improve your package. Think like a reviewer. Does your book look professional enough to sway someone who's never heard of you before? Even though you'll give a reviewer a free copy of your book, you'll still need to remember that the critic is at heart a reader. Reviewers won't read a book that doesn't look good or sound interesting. When you request a review, one of the first things the reviewer will look at is a sample of your book. If you don't have a strong hook at the beginning, or your writing needs a serious edit, then you'll never get that reviewer to give the story a second glance. Your book needs to grab the reviewer right off the bat with an opening paragraph and page that makes him want to read more. Enlist the help of some beta readers or a developmental editor to help you punch things up. Additionally, make sure your book is well copy edited before you solicit reviews. Strengthen your book description or blurb by looking at the most popular books in your genre. Take notes and figure out what the blurbs have in common. Make sure your blurb isn't just a summary of the action. You need to actually pitch the book to your potential readers. Include a paragraph at the end that uses sales copy worthy adjectives to promote your book's best qualities. Now, while people say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, book reviewers do and will. Books with a cover that includes a stock image with ugly block lettering on top will get tossed into the rejection pile pretty quickly. Unless you're a professional designer or you're married to one, you should spend a few $100s on a professional-looking cover. Number 2, create the pitch. For better or worse, the way you'll get most of your reviewers is by sending them direct pitch emails. Check out Step 3 to take a look at the 3 different ways you'll gather these contracts. The number of reviews you receive will depend on the quality of your pitch. As more and more authors become savvy about review gathering, these critics will cut down the percentage of requests they accept. There simply isn't enough time for them to review everybody, so it's important that you stand out from the crowd. The short and direct approach of sending a one-line, "Will you review my book?" isn't going to get you far. Reviewers need to know why you asked them and what it is about your book that makes it a good fit. They get dozens of requests a day, so the promise of a free book isn't enough. You'll need to sell your book on its best qualities. In addition to thinking like a salesperson, you need to be overwhelmingly polite. You can't look at emails as a convenient way to communicate with a few words. Treat your request like a formal letter or job interview. You'd be surprised by how many people are curt and downright rude in their email reviewer requests. Lastly, you need to show your personality. If your email is an obvious cut and paste from a template you found someplace, then the reviewer will be quick to delete or reject your request. Play up your subject matter, whether you're a dark and brooding horror author or a goofy middle-aged adventure type. The more a reviewer likes you and the style of your email, the more likely it is she'll choose to review your book. Now here's a sample review request. Dear Joe Glow, Happy December. I saw that on at least one occasion you reviewed a book in the action-adventure or fantasy genre. I recently published a novel that mixes the two genres for a middle-grade audience. Would you be willing to honestly review my book in return for a free copy? My name is Hans Franz, and the book I'd like to send is called Eric the Dancing Viking. It's the first book in a new series. Here's the link on Amazon. I'd be happy to provide you with a digital file of the book for your convenience. I completely understand that you're under no obligation to review my book. I also realize that if you do review it, you're entitled to your own opinion. I promise that if you accept me, I will do the best I can to teach you ballroom dancing via email. Thank you so much for reading this message. I look forward to hearing back from you. Sincerely, Hans Franz. Now you can spend time working on your pitch email. You'll be sending this to a lot of people, so you want to make sure it's perfect, from the link to your book to your entertaining personality quirks. Number 3, gather contacts. This is the part of the process where most authors fail to put in the necessary time. Even though reviews are incredibly important, many people will send out 10 to 20 requests and call it a day. Seeing as the follow-through rate for most review requests is around 5%, you'd be lucky to even get a single review from those emails. So set a goal for the number of reviews you want in your book. Multiply that number by 20. That's how many people you will need to email to reach your objective. If you want 100 reviews, you likely need to email 2,000 people. Now that sounds crazy, but you have to go above and beyond to succeed as an author. Sending boatloads of review requests is something that sets successful authors apart. There are several key ways to start collecting these contacts. Whether you choose one or take on all three, this is a time-consuming process. If you're able to outsource any of this to a freelancer through Odesk, you might have to put in a couple $100, but you'll save precious time that you could be spending improving your craft. There are thousands of book bloggers who review hundreds of thousands of books every year. When self-publishing was in its infancy, most of these reviewers read whichever traditionally published work they could get their hands on. Now, when Kindle Direct Publishing exploded onto the scene, these bloggers became a prized commodity for indie authors. There are bloggers who read anything under the sun. Some will only check out certain genres. Many will reject you out of hand because they have so many books in their to-be-read pile. The massive number of books in their queue is why review requests only have 5% success rate. Now, while you could spend a lot of time searching for those bloggers individually, there are several websites that collect links to those review-friendly blogs. Check out Blog Nation, or the Book Blogger Directory, or the Book Blogger List, and BookLook bloggers to find active bloggers who are seeking indie work. A Google search may still be helpful, particularly when it comes to finding reviewers who remain active. Use keywords related to your genre and the word reviews to search entries that have been posted in the last week or month. Each site has its own book review submission policy. Use a spreadsheet to keep track of what each blogger requires. To give your book the best chance of being reviewed, make sure you follow the blogger's instructions to a T. Author Marketing Club's Reviewer Grabber is a premium tool that helps authors find more reviewers with just a few clicks. The program searches through books on Amazon to collect a list of critics who've reviewed books similar to yours. It compiles email addresses when they're available and information about what the book critic reviewed. If you're hunting for 2,000 people to email, this is a tool that can help you find that number much quicker than a Google search. But before using the tool, collect a list of at least 100 books and authors as search terms you can put into the Reviewer Grabber search engine. One way to collect those titles is to comb through the bestseller list or the highest rated list for your genre. Once you've collected your list, start plugging and chugging these titles and author names into the reviewer grabber. To build up a sizable list, you'll likely need to do a couple hours of clicking. This may seem tedious, but it is one of the best ways to gather the number of reviewers you're going to need. Export your list every so often, making sure to check the box with the list email addresses and websites the tool has collected before you save the file. While the reviewer grabber does garner email addresses, approximately 75% of the contacts it gathers will be websites. You'll need to visit the sites and collect the email addresses and contact form page links for those reviewers manually. The Author Marketing Club is a premium service that costs $105 annually or $24.95 a month. You'll need to buy this subscription to get access to the reviewer grabber tool. Story Cartel is a third and final method for collecting potential reviewers. The website lets authors post their book for free on an attractive page for a 21-day period. The service collects the email addresses of the people who downloaded the book and provides you with a list in the spreadsheet. Story Cartel works best when you have a website with a fair amount of traffic. Most books on the site are lost in the shuffle, even if you use their iPad feature in which they send the book out to their email subscribers. Now, you'll get more reviewer contacts if you can get onto the site's front page, which indicates the most popular listings. If you can funnel readers from your website or from a blog tour, you may get the traffic you need to collect several hundred emails from your Story Cartel campaign. Now, this is not a set it and forget it system. You'll need to work and get your listing some traffic. Story Cartel costs $25 per listing, and you can list the book as many times as you'd like. When you combine the hunt for book bloggers and the reviewer grabber and Story Cartel, you're looking at either a several $100 freelancer bill or 20 to 30 hours of work. And nobody said that gathering reviewer contacts would be easy. You need to spend a lot of time or money in this step if you want to be successful in getting your book to the number of reviews it deserves. Number 4, send your requests. Once you've built up the desired number of reviewers, keeping in mind the approximate 5% conversion rate, it's time to send your pitch to potential reviewers. Now, make sure you've expertly crafted your pitch using the recommendations in step 2 before you begin. Send these contacts individual emails using their names. You may be tempted to grab all the addresses together and send a giant bulk message. This would be considered spam. The only way to comply with the Federal Canned Spam Act is to send these emails one at a time. While this does take a considerable number of hours, there are some major advantages to sending your request this way. By personalizing each email, you'll already be in the top 50% of people who send the messages. This approach also provides you with an opportunity to personalize emails further by either mentioning the critic's blog or talking about the specific book that person previously reviewed. Now, this is another step where authors tend to cut corners. Put yourself at another level by spending the necessary time on this crucial part of the process. Number 5, keep track. So you've sent out hundreds or thousands of emails. This certainly deserves a pat on the back, but your work is by no means over. To optimize your chances of gathering reviews, you'll need to keep track of reviewer responses. When a critic emails you back, either asking for a review copy or requesting further information, put that data into a spreadsheet. This is the best way to make sure you don't accidentally email someone the wrong information. It'll also give you a one-page glance into whether or not your campaign has been successful. As bloggers start to respond, you'll likely get multiple requests for paperback versions of your book. There are different schools of thoughts when it comes to paperback review copies. Some feel as though the cost of sending the book isn't worth it. Others average these costs out with a cost per reviewer mindset. If 100 reviewers take on your book, but only 5 want paperbacks, the $50 you spend on sending the book averages out to only 50 cents per reviewer. It's up to you whether or not you want to incur this traditional cost. Number 6, follow-up. You may be exhausted after sending so many reviewer requests. It's understandable, but you should try to respond to reviewers as quickly as possible. A critic's plate can get full fast, so if there's an opening, you should respond within 24 hours to ensure success. Once you've gotten a few rounds of responses over the first couple of weeks, It's a good idea to follow up with the bloggers who didn't respond. Wait at least 1 full month before you send a second volley of emails. The message should be short, polite, and to the point. Do not repeat your sales pitch because the reviewer can always look back at your prior message. Here's an example of a follow-up you can use. Dear Joe Glow, good morning. I sent a review request start again. Good morning. I sent a review request your way for my book Eric the Dancing Viking about a month ago. Since I didn't receive a response, I thought I'd check back with you to see if it slipped through the cracks in your inbox. I completely understand if you're too busy or you're not interested, but if you would be willing to review my book, then I would be happy to provide you with a digital copy. Thanks again. Sincerely, Hans Franz. Now, you'd be surprised at how often a follow-up works. Once again, this step can be time-consuming. Will yourself to work harder on this and other authors, and you'll get better results than they do. Number 7, find more opportunities. There are plenty of other ways to get reviews on your books, and more methods will come out every single month. Keep your eyes open for opportunities to get your book reviewed. Take chances and experiment with new and unusual ways to gather critics. Hold giveaways. Make your book temporarily or permanently free, and continue to grow your following. And when a new opportunity presents itself, make sure to jump at it. It gets easier. Gathering reviews is just one part of creating a successful author career, but as you work on the other aspects, more reviews will come naturally. Keep writing more books and spend time on building your email list. New fans will start to shuffle in, and the chances of them leaving a review are higher than what you'll get from a cold email sent. Play the long game. Grab up as many reviews as you can using the above methods, but keep in mind that if you continue to improve and grow your fan base, you'll circumvent the catch-22 and show potential that new readers that your work can pass the review test. And that will conclude today's podcast. To see a transcript of the show and to access other book marketing content, please visit www.authormarketinginstitute.com. You can also learn about our latest events for authors or get access to our Author Marketing Academy Learning Center. And of course, become a member of the Author Marketing Club, a 25,000 plus author member community. That's www.authormarketinginstitute.com. All right, let's wrap it up for today. I'm Jim Kukral, founder of the Author Marketing Institute, and we'll be back again for another show soon. Thanks again for listening, and don't forget to leave us a review on iTunes and share the show with your author communities and friends. We would be grateful for your help in spreading the word. Bye for now.